hit like a bass drum kick on an old pine porch, sun dropping slow. We circled up in a gravel lot where the creek runs cold and the kudzu grows. Luke brought that rusty cooler, dented like a high school ring. Casey's got a line of limes, I got chords and 6 steel strings. Mama said keep it clean, preacher said keep the faith, but faith's a bonfire breathing when the night wind shakes the FM preacher static while the crickets call our name. We set the bed down on the tailgate and the night called flame. There's a red clay halo on my boots from where I've been. County fair, dust and gasoline, trouble like a favorite sin. She steps out and cut off light, moon paint on her cheekbones bright, laughing like a waterfall, saying, boy, you play that right. I tuned up that Telecaster slide, kissed the nickel strings. Her hips kept time with a mason jar, fireflies and wedding rings. We're half saints, half cuss words, quarter tank and full of hope, praying with a coos in hand and scripture in the radio. We talk jobs that pay and sweat, rent that hunts like thunder, dreams that look like lake house docks, supposed to pull each other under. But the truth is in the chorus of this field we always borrow. Tonight ain't about tomorrow, it's how we outrun sorrow. So I testify on tailgates in chords I can't explain, about scars that look like road maps and kisses that taste like rain. She leans in close and asks me, you ever leave this town? I say only when the dawn says yes and these stars say down. This is my tailgate testimony, chapter 1 in denim blue, where the mercy's ice cold and the gospel's 90 proof, where the choir in the gravel stomping beat with muddy shoes, saving souls with steel guitar and a sky that don't refuse. Hallelujah to the headlights, amen to the open road. Sing it loud, we ain't ashamed of every story we ain't told. If redemption's what you're chasing, there's a pew on this truck bed. Tailgate testimony, let the country raise the dead. Deputy rolls past slow, tips his hat like we're his kin. He knows most sins in this zip code, got a way of turning thin. Heard his daughter's with my brother, they're 2 sparks in summer grass. I pray their hearts can learn to love what never had to pass. We don't pick fights with history, but we wrestle it for fun. Try to hold it like a rifle, teach our kids it ain't a gun. We drink careful, drive careful, leave no bottles by the stream, and promise every Sunday we'll be better than we seem. Her daddy runs a tire shop, hands like busted maple bark. He said music doesn't pay the bills, I light a match against the dark. But when she sings that harmony, he nods and lets it slide, 'cause the song can jack a soul up like a winch on the roadside. I see futures in her freckles, in her stace inside her eyes, where the city lights are mile markers and faith is compromise. If she says roll, I'll go and drive. If she says stay, I'll park. Either way, this tailgate's altar made a sermon of our spark. Raise your cans and your confessions, write your names in county dust. Every sinner will and chorus lines at two. Then heaven's just a gravel road that keeps on leading you. Oh, this is our tailgate testimony, stained in moon and faded red, where forgiveness lighting storms is the thunder in our chest, where the choir in the gravel stomping time on all we've bled, turning doubt to diesel humming hymns we never read. Hallelujah to the headlights, amen to the open road. We'll keep singing till the sunrise writes the postscript gold. If redemption's what you're chasing, claim your pew and bow your head. Tailgate testimony, let these country chords be said.
Neon signs on Main Street smear like secrets in the rain. We clocked out of the feed mill, shook the week out of our veins. Your lipstick tasted cherry coke, my shirt smelled like unleaded. We traced our names in raindrops on the windshield where we headed. Down the turnoff where the ruts remember every tire tread. Past the barn with busted lightning rods and crows like thoughts unsaid. The mud was slick as slow dancing, the moon hung like a stage light. You said promise me a chorus, I said girl I'll write it tonight.
Radio bleeding Aldine through a half-cracked driver door. Boots sang to their ankles, we still two-stepped like before. You laughed at my old ball cap, I teased your city plans, how you keep New York on Pinterest but hold country in your hands.
We swap myths like vinyl records, rumors that we're always stuck. Boys who marry dirt roads, girls who leave in lifted trucks. But the truth we told in whispers, while the frogs kept perfect time, is we're scared of different cages, but we're singing the same rhyme.
I chalked a vow on tailgate steel, you traced it with your thumb.
Neon, mud, and moonlight make us reckless, make us dumb. You said dumb ain't bad when smart just makes you lonely.
I said lonely's just a story told by folks who never know me.
We threw pebbles at the Milky Way and dared the night to break. Swore the sunrise wouldn't find us, but we knew the deals we made.
The mud dried into maps across your calves and on my knees.
Like a road trip our bodies took without the truck or keys. Neon, mud, and moonlight paint us wild and out of line. Two hearts in a back road frame, graffiti in the pines. We ain't rich in dollar bills, but rich in how it feels tonight. Kissing where the gravel lands and the stars begin to ride.
If morning's got its questions, let it ask them down the line.
Neon, mud, and moonlight, be our witness, be our sign. Your phone lit up up with city codes, a skyline calling home. I watch the towers bloom in pixels while the crickets drone their poem. You said maybe I could try it, bartend nights and chase the scene. I said maybe I could tour the bars and play you brand new dreams. We stacked maybes like beer cans till the tailgate rattled shut. Then we smashed them with our laughter and a muddy moonlit strut. I ain't scared of shiny places, just afraid of losing you. She said, boy, the map don't matter if we're riding 2 by 2. So we baptized all our second thoughts in puddles by the creek. Let the frogs and whippoorwills become the choir we keep. I slid a ring pull around your finger, joked its moon made silver. You wore it like a rebel crown and made my ribcage quiver.
If love is just a dirt road that remembers every wheel, that neon's just a city way to show what we both feel. We ain't promised clean or easy, just a night that feels like right, and a chorus big as tractors under county fair lights.
Let the rain write soft apologies for everything we feared.
Let the mud hold all our footprints even after we've disappeared.
Let the moon be our bartender, pouring light in Dixie cups.
Let the neon be our postscript when the dawn keeps showing up.
Neon, mud, and moonlight paint us fierce and out of line. 2 names scrawled on God's blue jeans, like a heart can underline. We ain't rich in dollar bills, but rich in how it feels tonight. Kissing where the gravel ends and the stars begin to ride.
If morning's got its questions, it can read our boots just fine.
Neon, mud, and moonlight, be our witness, be our sign. Daddy told me, say yes ma'am, clean the fish and hush my pride. But he also showed me how to burn a road and not get caught inside. Mama pinned the 10 commandments on the fridge with grocery lists, but she winked when I came home late, smelled like smoke and cherry kiss. Coach said run it straight and honest, preacher said confess your sins. But Friday nights made profits out of tailgates, jars, and friends. We ain't bad, we ain't perfect, we're just stubborn as a fence, built from boards of good intentions and a touch of dissonance. Granddad's rusted pocket knife carved names in cottonwood. Said, boy, know where you're headed, don't forget you're made of wood. I learned mercy from the river when it swallowed every fall, and grit from busted knuckles fixing what I broke it all. So if I smile at lawmen, it's respect, not fear or shame. If I tip a heavy bottle, it's to drown the thunder's name. I hold doors and hold my tongue till holding back goes wrong. Then I hold my word like steel and hammer out a song. She's a Sunday girl in denim, choir eyes and rebel hair. She can quote a psalm in one breath, dare me farther in a pair. We slow danced in the produce aisle to whatever store mix played. She laughed at my old ballads and the way my heart misbehaved. Her mama makes a mean pot roast. Her daddy eyes my truck, but he warned when we changed his tire. Called it grit, not love. We're two sides of the county line that finally got along. Kinda like my raisin, half polite and half too strong. I was raised right wrong in a town that don't forget, where a handshake's still a contract and a promise pays your debt. We say sir to every stranger, hell yeah, when friends call. We kneel for Sunday service and stand wild at Friday's ball. If I break a little tidy for a love that feels this strong, blame the dirt road in my blood. I was raised right wrong. There's a scar above my eyebrow from a dare beneath the bridge. We leapt into the river like a hymn without a ridge. Lost a cousin to a pill jar, found a brother in a song. We learned math with missing pieces, but we still can count along. I put quarters in the plate and change in what I can. We fix fences for our neighbors long before we fix a plan. I ain't scared of being honest that I don't know every truth, but I know this girl beside me and the proof inside my youth. We talk leaving, talk returning, talk a house near County Road, sling a hammock on the back porch, teach a kid to shift the load. I'll still wear this cap on backwards when I grill on Saturday, but I flip it front at weddings and I'll bow my head to pray. If being good means never wild, then I guess I'll write new rules. 'Cause grace ain't just for choir boys or valedictorian schools. It's for folks who stand in ditches, wave a flag at break of dawn, who can love with muddy fingers. Yeah, we're raised right wrong. Teach me when to bite my lip and when to shout the truth, when to let the whiskey talk and when to listen like a sleuth. Tie my boots with double knots so storms don't pull me loose. Give me yes ma'ams for respect and hell yes for holy use. I was raised right wrong, where the gravel writes your name, where a prayer can sound like laughter and a hug can look like flame. We say sir to every stranger, hell yeah, when friends call. We kneel for Sunday service and stand wild at Friday's ball. If I break a
She walked into the county fair with cotton candy in her grin. Snapback pulled down low and tied like a secret wrapped in skin. She ain't the kind that's looking loud, not neon, not a show. But the way that brim frame storm blue eyes lit every light I know.
Her brothers run the diesel shop, her mama runs the choir. She runs laps round every doubt I brought and sets them all on fire.
There's grease beneath her fingernails from bikes she fixed at noon, and a kiss by sunlit sapphire glow that feels like June in June.
We traded tickets for a ride, the Ferris wheel turned slow. I caught my breath on top because the county looked like home.
She pointed out the ball fields where she learned to slide and win, the creek where she swore promises she's still not cashing in.
I said I write these barroom songs. She laughed and said that tracks.
Boys like you keep stories warm in worn out paperbacks.
But then she leaned a little close and told me not to change.
Be wild enough to scare yourself, but kind enough to stay. The Midway smelled like kettle corn and dust and lemonade. She tossed a ring around a coat, and I swear the angels played.
Her hat was half a halo now, with sweat and county stars. An ordinary miracle that turned my dents to scars.
I ain't been much for settling. I run like rivers run, but she can point a compass just by laughing in the sun.
1,000 other pretty girls could make a jukebox spin,
But she tunes engines with her hands and tunes my trouble in. Snapback halo, brim of faith, crown me dumb, I'll plead my case. If holy looks like truck bed light on your freckles Friday night, then bless my boots and bless your name. Let the preacher stamp our flame. I ain't asking clouds to part. Your snapback halo save my heart. We threw our darts at bullseyes made of cardboard, cowboy dreams. Want a stuffed up tiger named it Mercy, split the seams.
she said mercy ain't a trophy, boy, it's maintenance and grit. I said teach me torque and timing, and she laughed commit.
Down the road with neon boots, we walk like borrowed kings. Her hand slid into mine so soft it changed the weight of things.
If freedom is a firework that vanishes at one,
I'll trade it for a porch light that don't quit when night is done.
we ended up behind the pens where 4-H kids were proud.
A heifer load like bass notes under gossip in the crowd. She scratched a calf between the ears and whispered, easy boy. The world slowed down to crickets and the click of simple joy.
I saw the miles I used to chase shrink down to just this mile.
Where everything I couldn't name sat still inside her smile.
That snapback halo scuffed and bent, it framed a truth so plain.
The right girl ain't a finish line, she's fuel inside the flame.
If Grace wears denim shorts and knows a ratchet's proper size, if heaven smells like motor oil and apple pie surprise,
if love is keeping promises when Friday goes to sleep, then crown me with your brim again.
I'll be the vow you keep. Snapback halo, brim of faith, crown me dumb, I'll plead my case. If holy looks like truck bed light on your freckles Friday night, then bless my boots and bless your name. Let the preacher stamp our flame. I ain't asking clouds to part. Your snapback halo save my heart. Yeah, set that crown on crooked babe. It fits this saint of second chance. A snapback halo found me brave and taught a running fool to dance. Brought you gas station roses in a plastic sleeve at 9, right between the scratch-off dreams and coffee past its prime. Clerk said, son, that's last week's batch. I said, so are half my plans, but I'll bet they bloom just fine in someone braver's hands. I know I ain't the Valentine you're used to posting late. I'm more a midnight voicemail and a note on paper placed. But you are chandelier and sunrise, ticket stubs and spark, and I'm just learning how to glow without a borrowed dark. We drove out to the levee where the mosquitoes on the air. You slid the sleeve off slow like doubt you didn't want to wear. The petals held on stubborn like a promise meant to last. Not perfect, crinkled edges like we outran present past. I said I ain't got money much. You said I got a tongue for sweet talk and a brain for math. This ain't about what's won. You tucked those almost dying blooms behind your ear and grinned. Said, boy, I love your trying more than anything you spend. We drank from one warm Gatorade and split the last beef stick. Talked about our busted families and why we learned to fix. Your mama kept 3 jobs afloat. My daddy loved to bet. We both learned miracles are small and show up when they're said. You said you want a porch not big but sturdy in the storm. A cedar table, mismatched chairs, a kettle always warm. I said I want to tour these bars till every county knows the way your name can turn a verse into a chorus rose. Gas station roses, paycheck thin, still they bloom where love begins. Not gilded, not from fancy stores. They're songs from concrete, honest floors.
We put those flowers in a jar that used to hold spare change. Set them by the window where the sunrise rearranged. I swear they caught a second wind and stood a little tall, like even wilted hope can hear a small town altar call. You danced across the linoleum in socks that didn't match, hummed a melody I wrote and changed the weaker patch. I felt my bones get humble, felt my chest learn bigger breath. Thought maybe love ain't fireworks, it's stubborn life from death. I played you Yellow Dog Road and Dollar Store Bouquet. You said the hook ain't quite there yet, but we can find a way. We scribbled lines on napkins, struck the cliches clean, built a chorus out of dishes and the minutes in between. I kissed your temple soft and said I'll be what I can be. You pressed those roses to my tea and said that's all I need. On nights we can't afford the steak, we'll feast on something true, like gas station roses proven cheap can blaze like new. If heaven keeps a florist, let 'em see what hunger buys. 2 hands, 1 jar, a window, and a stubborn pair of eyes. If faith is water from a tap in kitchens past their prime, then let these poor man's petals learn to drink from every line. Gas station roses, paycheck thin, still they bloom where love begins. Not gilded, not from fancy stores, they're songs from concrete, honest floors. If rich is keeping what we chose, then baby take these stubborn rows. We'll make a home from what we hold, warm and loud and brave and bold. Gas station roses, watch us grow. Cheap starts, high hearts, and radio.
Meet me by the county sign where the 2 lanes turn to dust. Water towels wash the sins that never made the bust. I got stories in my glove box and a prayer I learned too late. A little fear of God, a lot of fear of fate. I ain't the boy who always runs, I ain't the saint who stays. I'm in between like summer storms and those half-remembered days. So I parked beneath the cottonwoods, killed the lights and stood with the confession scribbled messy like I always thought I should. Forgive me for the nights I left before the song was done, for kissing promises on lips I never meant to run. Forgive me for the debt I owe to folks who love me true, to the teachers and the tire men who loaned me better shoes. Forgive me for the fights I dodged and held inside
where quiet could have blessed. I ain't good at kneeling, Lord, my jeans are ripped with miles, but I can stand here honest with the broken and the wilds. There's a girl whose laugh could harmonize with cicadas and with chrome. She brought lightning to my tailgate and a softness to my bones. I told her have my secrets, save the worst for when it's late. Told myself I'd spare her when I feared it was too great. But truth is, love ain't porcelain. She don't break from being held. She breaks when you won't tell her where the fault lines always swell. So here I am, a county line between my lies and light. A truck bed for an altar and the cicadas for right. This is my county line confessional. Low and professional in being honest finally. I'm tired of bad disguises. See if grace can cross a gravel road, then let it ride this heavy load. I'll trade my Dodge for testimony. County line confessional. Make the truth my only homie. A deputy rode by and slowed. He knows my plate by heart, but something in my posture made him tip his brim in part. Maybe he's got sins as old as last year's unpaid fines. Maybe everybody stops here when their soul runs out of lines. I remember Grandpa's pocket watch that stopped the day he died. We kept the time by stories then and grief we couldn't hide. He said, boy, you ain't your worst day nor your biggest brag. You're just a man that gets back up and shakes the shame like rag. So I called that girl at midnight, let the first ring make me brave. Told her how I'm scared of goodness, 'cause I doubt what I can save. She sighed a little thunder, then she softened like a hymn. Said truth will not humiliate, it's mercy singing in. We drove out to the county line. She climbed up on the rail. Said, tell me every ugly thing, I'll listen all the way. I emptied out the glove box, read my pages, bled my fear. She placed a hand upon my chest and said, I'm still right here. If you're lost, there's a mile marker where the gravel meets your name. If you're tired, there's a wind that blows forgiveness through your frame. If you're broke, there's a love that counts in nickels, not in gold. If you're brave, there's a road that waits. Go on and take that hold. This is our county line confessional. Moonlit, fierce, and vestal. No stained glass, just a dashboard light. Two hands, one truth, and Friday night. If grace can cross a gravel road, then let it ride this heavy load. We'll trade our Dodge for
We were lost in second chances, found in someone else's yard. Bonfire built of pallets, Friday mercy running hard. Somebody's cousin showed up late with life in need of fixing. Somebody's mixtape prayed and twang. We passed the cheap elixir. She said, I ain't holy, baby. Got a temper, got a scar. I said, me too. I major in pretending I'm not sharp. Then somebody popped a tall boy, foam like hymnals in the night. We laughed till shame ran out of gas and hope rode up in spite. I ain't saying beer save souls or weddings ought to start in cans, but I watched a crowd of broken folks make room for shaky hands. We talk of jobs that quit on us, love that ghosted slow, of fathers we keep chasing, though their footprints fade like snow. Then lightning stitched the tree line, and the rain came soft as grace. We tilted back our baseball caps and let it wash our face. A boy who never cried before got quiet near the pit. He whispered, I ain't worthless, and the fire answered it. She stood there in my flannel like the moon had changed its mind. Her lips had truth and barely on them both the holy kind. She said she'd left a ring back home that hurt to take away, but staying would have killed her slow, and I believe the sway. I took her hand and held it out where rain and smoke collide. Said if you need a sign tonight, then let this be your tide. We stepped across a puddle like it was the Jordan wide, and I felt 20 pounds of lonely lift like heaven tried. Beer can baptism, river of light, 10th in chalice Friday night. We ain't saints, we ain't all wrong, we're just learning mercy's song. If a laugh can sound like prayer, if a kiss can fix the air, dunk my doubt and raise me grinning. Beer can baptism, new beginning. Pickup bed made pews for us. We sat like choir in mud. The radio spun second verse and storm gave second flood. Some girl in boots read psalm from memory in the sparks. A boy in camo nodded like he'd finally found his mark. I told him how I run from love and write it down instead. How lyrics ain't the same as calls you make before you dread. They didn't judge, just clanked the cans and said then write it true. And right there, soaked and laughing, I knew what songs can do. We ain't dumping church, don't twist this up. The preacher's good, he kept me up. But grace is wild, it hunts you down in ditches far outside of town. It hides in rain and country riffs, and you go first and I forgive. It tastes like barley, smokes like pine. It's you and me and crossed out lines. We held our cans up to the moon, sang off key but hit it soon. And when we crushed our skeletons, we heard the future letting in. If you swear you ain't redeemable, come stand where sparks
some river of light. 10th in chalice, Friday night. We ain't saints, we ain't all wrong. We're just learning mercy's song. If a laugh can sound like prayer, if a kiss can fix the air, dunk my doubt and raise me singing. Beer can baptism, new beginning. Let the dawn find boots still wet, hearts unbroken, no regret. Beer can baptism, write it down, saved by love on muddy ground. We left town with head like shark, painting lines like sacred marks. Every mile of him we hummed, radio static, outlaw sparks. Your boots on my dash, you grinned, said, baby, let's chase dawn. I said, highways got their halos, girl, that's where we both belong. Billboards flash like scripture, red and neon. Bold and fast, truckers nod their blessings by, like angels moving past. I ain't looking for a church pew, not tonight, not on this ride. Faith is in your laughter when you're leaning close inside. We crossed a bridge in thunder rain, wipers couldn't keep the pace, but your hand held mine like truth, the kind that storms can't chase. You said every sinner's just a driver, trying to find a lane. I said every halo's just a headlight, calling out your name. We didn't stop for stations, we didn't count the signs, just follow glowing mercy on the dotted white line rhymes. The world behind was restless, the world ahead unknown, but with you inside this cab, I swear I'm never driving alone. Your mama called at 2 a.m., said she worried we'd be lost. You said, mama, love is faith, and faith is worth the cost. I kissed your palm like gospel, pressed the pedal to the floor, said if heaven's where we're headed, girl, we'll find a back road door. Gas tank hitting empty, but our souls were riding full. Highway halos crowned our night, like mercy unspooled. If tomorrow brings a reckoning, if daylight calls it due, at least we burned our midnight down in shades of holy blue. Highway halos lighting free, guiding sinners just like me. Every curve's a sermon said, every mile the prayers we bled. If salvation rides this road, let the headlights bless the load. Amen's in the engine's hum, highway halos we become. We hit a diner, dawn's first glow. Waitress poured out second grace, said, kids, you look like trouble, but I see the shining place. We laughed and tipped a dollar short, but rich in what we learned, that love ain't just a promise, it's the miles you let it burn. We carved our names in table wood, initials in a heart, said every exit's just carries through daylight. If your road feels long and faith feels thin, follow headlights, let them in. Every saint was once off track. Every light can bring you back. Highway halos lighting free, guiding sinners just like me. Every curve's a sermon said, every mile the prayers we bled. If salvation rides this road, let the headlights bless the load. Amen's in the engine's hum. Highway halos we become. College kids and city lights get papers, caps, and gowns. We got gravel-stained diplomas from the back roads out of town. Learn more from busted engines than from books I'll never read. Learn patience from a tractor, and from rust I learned what bleeds. Mama said my GPA was grit and grease combined. Daddy said a man's degree is who he leaves behind. So I kept my lectures midnight with a bottle, sky, and song. Got my dirt road education where the broken still belong. Professor was a foreman with a chaw stuck in his cheek. He said, son, success ain't fast, it's how you work each week. My textbook was a tackle box, my final set in rain. I passed by catching catfish, failed when I ignored the pain. Graduated on a tailgate, bonfire for my stage. Got my honors in forgiveness, minored heart in rage. The world may call me unprepared, a dropout in disguise, but my dirt road gave me lessons you can't read in city eyes. Heartbreak was my seminar, love a practicum of fire. I felt twice in honesty, then wrote my own desire. The girl who wore my letter man taught me more than schools, that kindness beats intelligence, that fools can teach the fools. We split before the spring came round, but I still kept the notes. They're scribbled in my dashboard in the lyrics that I wrote. So hand me not a tassel, but a six-pack and a key. I'll show you what you need to learn to earn a dirt road degree. I got a dirt road degree in living, major scars but still forgiving. Learn to fight and learn to pray, learn to drink and work all day. City schools got words and lines, I got fields and county signs. If you need a truth that's free, come earn yourself a dirt road degree. Final thesis written out in miles upon my truck, defended by the gravel gods who measure faith and luck. I turned in sweat and busted boots, got credit for my pain. Professor Moon said, boy, you passed, just live your life unchained. Now I teach my little brother how to shift a stubborn stick. Tell him grades won't mean a thing when you're knee deep in the thick. The lessons that our people keep are handed down like seed. That's the true curriculum of a dirt road degree. No scholarships or honors nights, just bonfire sparks and porch light fights. No gown to wear, no tassel hung, just scars and songs and lungs still young. I got a dirt road degree in living, major scars but still forgiven. Learn to fight and learn to pray, learn to drink and work all day. City schools got words and lines, I got fields and county signs. So if you need a truth that's free, come walk with me. A dirt road degree.
Signal fades by the water tower, bars go down to 1. But out here love's the only text that ever really runs. I don't need no 5G towers, don't need TikTok scrolling fast. All I need is you beside me and a signal built to last. We lost Netflix halfway through but gained the stars instead. Swap memes for mason jars, emojis for what's said. The world keeps streaming fancy lives, but I don't envy them, cause my small town Wi-Fi's stronger when your hand is sinking in. Whoa! We share passwords for the jukebox, keep our playlist rural loud. Signal's just a flicker, but the laughter's wired proud. I ain't jealous of skyscrapers or that city's blazing stream. We got country code of honor, we got broadband in our dreams. She said, boy, you buffer slow. I said, darling, take your time. She said, love don't need no LTE, just heartbeats in their prime. So we turn the static into songs, turn the glitch into a kiss, turn the Friday night with 0 bars into eternal bliss. Small town Wi-Fi, weakest sin, but baby, that's how love begins. Dropped my calls but held you tight, stronger than a satellite. If the city's fast, then let them race. We're slow and real in this embrace. No password for the truth we hide. It's love, it's us, it's small town Wi-Fi. Your daddy said his hotspot's broke, can't stream the football game. So he grabbed a chair outside with us and said it's all the same. We lit up bonfire signal, let the embers send our prayers. The neighbors came with folding chairs like routers in the air. We ain't need login screens, no pop-ups, no reset. We just got each other's company, that's the strongest net. When morning comes, the city scrolls, but our feed's warm and slow, cause we posted up on gravel road where hearts got room to grow. If you need a stronger line, put your faith in county signs. If you need a signal true, it's me and her and nothing new. Small town Wi-Fi, weakest sin, but baby, that's how love begins. Dropped my calls but held you tight, stronger than a satellite. If the city's fast, then let them race. We're slow and real in this embrace. Our connection, don't deny we're logged in through small town Wi-Fi.
Sunday morning preacher talks, says son, repent and kneel. But I find God on gravel roads, behind a four-wheel steel. Riverbeds and ruts that bite, hills that test your name. That's where mercy speaks the loudest, not in suits or shame. I prayed in worn out tires more than in a Sunday pew. Mud and mercy mixed together baptized me brand new. Every stall out, every spin, every time I nearly break, I feel angels pushing steady, faith in every shake. Mama told me hymns of gold, Daddy swore by diesel smoke. Both of them were right, I learned in ruts where axles choke. Girl beside me grinning wide says don't you dare let off. So I mashed the pedal deeper, trusting mud to make me tough. She raised her hands like worship, hair caught by the breeze. Boy, the Lord made back roads holy, made them just for nights like these. And when we finally cleared the climb, the stars crowned us with light. Faith ain't always found in steeples, it can roar in Friday night. We talk about the hard weeks, bills that bleed us dry, bosses leaning heavy, yet these roads still let us fly. I tell her doubt's a demon, she says honey drive it out. We crush the devil's whisper beneath the four-wheel shout. So if redemption's counted by the ruts you crawled across, then I got grace and spades even in the loss. For every time the mud has spun, my tires screamed in vain. I've learned salvation's patient, it don't curse the rain. I got four-wheel faith, running strong, prayers in gears, redemption songs, mud baptized, the stars bear proof, hopes to tread beneath my roof. Ain't no shame in stalling out, every spin still sings it loud. God ain't far, he's riding late in this mud. I found four-wheel faith. We hit the county pit again, headlights cutting dark, other trucks like congregations, diesel choir spark, tailgates dropping like pews, coolers raised like psalms. Every cheer a hallelujah, every crash still calms. I see the sinner in the boy who drinks too much too quick. I see the saint who hauls his friend when ruts are thick. Ain't no judge but mud itself, it shows you who you are, either stuck and begging help or driving like a star. By dawn the engine settled down, smoke still in the air. She leans against my shoulder, whispers soft a prayer. Keep us wild but keep us safe, let us learn from every spin. Show us grace in broken roads and love that pulls us in. That's the gospel ridden gravel, that's the sermon I can preach. Faith ain't complicated, it's the mud you finally breach. So let the preacher keep his pulpit, let the choir keep its song. I'll keep driving muddy miles where four-wheel faith is strong. Every rut's a trial, every climb's a test, every creek a scripture, every stall a guess. But mercy's in the throttle, redemption's in the ride. Four-wheel faith's the gospel, written countrywide. I got four-wheel faith, running strong, prayers in gears, redemption songs, mud baptized, the stars bear proof, hopes the tread beneath my roof. Ain't no shame in stalling out, every spin still sings it loud. God ain't far.
still muddy, sun's a furnace in the sky. Grabbed a 12-pack from the station, let the weekend testify. Tailgates down in pasture fields, radios tuned tight, heat waves dancing off the hood. This town's Friday night. She showed up in cut-off jeans, hair like fire in the glow, barefoot on the dashboard laughing, saying take it slow. But slow ain't what this Friday meant. It's burning hot and wide. We're baptized in a July blaze with nothing left to hide. The bonfire's not even lit, but the air already steams. Somebody's tossing football, somebody's spilling dreams. We got farmers, factory boys, preachers, kids in line. All of them got sunburns, all of them got time. Her skin's a shade of sunset red, kissed by county rays. She laughed when I said, darling, you're glowing like the blaze. She cracked a can and poured it slow across her shoulders bare. Said, cool me down or heat me up, don't matter, I don't care. The speakers thumped a backbeat like a hammer on the tin. Everybody's moving reckless, letting Friday sink right in. I pulled her out to dancing dust. She spun like summer's flame, and every twirl reminded me that nothing's staying tame. She kissed me through the chorus line, sweat dripping down our skin. Said, baby, this is freedom. We don't need no church to win. By the time the stars rolled out, we were sunburned, bold and loud. Friday ain't just any night, it's salvation for the crowd. Sunburnt Friday, heat and grace, sweat and laughter on your face. We're the choir of the blaze, running wild in country ways. Raise a can and let it shine, burning brighter every time. Ain't no cooler for this fire. Sunburnt Friday, lift us higher. Somebody brought a slip and slide, tore it through the grass. We dove head first and laughed so hard we almost didn't last. Bruised and red, we didn't care. The night was worth the sting, 'cause Friday night and country heat makes poor men feel like kings. She whispered in my ear, don't let the sun go down. I said, it don't matter, babe, the fire's in this town. We stay till dawn, still burning, skin and spirit sore. But every blister's proof we lived like Friday was the core. My daddy rocked me to sleep in a Ford with rusted doors, V8 humming lullabies, gravel humming more. Mama sang from shotgun seat, boy, close your eyes and dream. Every mile a cradle song, every turn a scene. We didn't need no mobiles hanging pretty in the air. We had headlights cutting shadows, country road repair. I learned to love the rhythm of a wheel that won't give up, and I still find my comfort in an old F-150's love. Fast forward to tonight, my baby leans her head on my shoulder by the dash, truck humming soft and steady. Radio's playing half a song, static sings the rest. She's asleep before the chorus, breathing easy, blessed. I keep driving circles round the back roads near home, 'cause the hum of this old engine makes her safer than alone. And I remember every night my daddy kept that ride. Now I'm singing lullabies with headlights as my guide. We don't need no feather beds or fancy city suites, just a Ford and gravel hymns to make the night complete. The way her hair falls heavy, the way her lips still part, I swear the F-150 sings straight into her heart. So if you ask me where I pray, where I find my calm, it's under dashboards humming, singing country songs. Every tire rotation writes a gospel in the sky. Every back road whisper sweet in F-150 lullaby. Sing me F-150 lullabies, headlight prayers and engine sighs, gravel choirs, diesel hymns, love is soft as steel that bends. If heaven's humming roads tonight, then let me dream in dashboard light. No need for cradle songs to try, I sleep in F-150 lullabies. Years from now when I've got kids, I'll pass it on again. Strap them in the bench seat, teach them where I've been. I'll drive them past the county line, show them stars and fields, tell them every turning wheel can show a scar that heals. And when their eyes get heavy, I'll hum that same refrain. Son, the forge your blanket, daughter, here comes rain. They'll learn the gospel ain't confined to pulpits dressed in white. It's humming underneath the hood in the stillness of the night. Engines sing the sweetest songs, face been riding here all along. Every mile, every try, writes an F-150 lullaby.
child's eyes. We're saved by F-150 lullabies.
It started with a text that said, "You coming out tonight?" I answered with a pickup pick and dust and golden light. There's a cul-de-sac of cedars where the county kids all meet, with pallets piled shoulder high and coolers ringing heat. Your mama thinks I'm trouble, your daddy says I'm fine, as long as I bring you home before the rooster calls the time. But twilight turns to testify when sparks start climbing high, and I get lost in stories with a bonfire alibi. She shows up in a hoodie that could fit me twice or more, barefoot on the gravel like she's danced this road before. We talk about the city she might try next fall to chase, the way the skyline tempts her like a dare she wants to face. I ain't the type to hold her back or chain a comet down, but I want a page in every tale she tells about this town. So I pass her my old flannel, watch the flames paint amber sky, and pledge a night worth keeping as a bonfire alibi. Give me smoke on my jacket, see the sparks in my hair. Give me Friday's wild confession in the county open air. If the sheriff asked where we were when the stars rewrote the sky, tell him love lit up the darkness, that's our bonfire alibi. A neighbor calls about the noise, we dim it down a notch. She takes my hand and spins me slow, no phones, no time to watch. We talk of leaving someday, which train, what bridge, what day, then agree that leaving happens when the fire burns away. 'Cause right now every spark is like a promised meeting dawn, and I'd trade 1,000 runway lights for just this one more yawn. She whispers, boy, don't overthink, and kisses smoking rye, and that's the only proof I need, my bonfire alibi. By 2 a.m. the crowd thins out, the logs collapse to coal. We mark our names with burning sticks and loops and laugh and scroll. There's talk about tomorrow's chores, about a lake in June, about a borrowed boat that leaks but still can carry tune. She says she'll keep the hoodie and the smell of cedar nights. I say I'll keep the ember eyes that make my wrongs feel right. We stamp the last spark softly like we're tucking stars to light, then thank the dark for sheltering our bonfire alibi. If the world asks for our reasons, why the grin, why the glow, tell them smoke can hide a heartache, tell them sparks can make it snow. Every ash is just a memory, cool and slow beneath the sky. We were there and we were living. Bonfire alibi. Give me smoke on my jacket, cedar sparks in my hair. me Friday's wild confession in the county open air. If the sheriff asked where we were when the stars rewrote the sky, say we told the truth in rhythm. That's our bonfire alibi. Let the dawn take down our names. Let the coals go soft and shy. We were young and we were faithful to a bonfire alibi.
He's got camo on his ball cap, she's got perfume in her hair. He wears cologne he bought on sale, she acts like she don't care. He's half deer blind, half dance floor, boots in two kinds of dust. She's half city, half small town, with a mean streak made of trust. At the county fair they met where turkey legs and neon glow. He said, I ain't much for smooth talk. She said, baby, that's the show. Two worlds in the same jawline, two dreams in the same tone. They smell like woods and wonder, call it Camo and Cologne.
On Monday he clocks in at dawn and checks the fields for tracks. By sundown he's a gentleman with starch and Sunday slacks. She scrolls apartment skyline views with wheels she wants, she plans, but keeps a pair of muddy boots beside her makeup stand.
They meet at Charlie's parking lot, the jukebox coughs a twang. He pulls her close, she leads a bit, they find a shared beach slang. Everyone who watches says they'll choose one path alone, but they just grin and breathe the blend of Camo and Cologne. He brings a cooler full of ice, she brings a playlist fire. He knows the cause of whip poor wills, she harmonizes higher.
Date night might be tree stand on a rooftop, downtown lights. Either way the same two hearts are dancing through their night.
He tells her about November, how the woods go quiet true. She tells him about Decembers, when the city glitters blue. And every time they compromise, they carve a sweeter stone. The skyline carved in pine sap, Camo marries Cologne. Camo and Cologne, pine trees and perfume, backseat radio low, in a neon courtroom moon. If love's a little clash, let the sparks be our home. We're blending up a life out of Camo and Cologne. Her daddy thinks he's decent, but he worries about the chase. His mama thinks she's fancy, but she loves that steel spine grace. Thanksgiving at a table set with cedar crystal shine. Two families talking accents, only patience makes a line.
He tells a joke that shouldn't land, she bails him with a look. She quotes a line from Faulkner, he says, girl, you need a hug.
They both laugh at their edges and the ways they've always grown.
As friction turns to polish with Camo and Cologne.
By spring they plant a garden in a yard behind a fence. Tomatoes kiss the basil like an elopement's recompense. A deer track shows up near the shed. He smiles and shakes his head. She lights a candle by the grill and calls the evening wet. He smells like wood smoke, bourbon wind. She smells like orange peel. Together it's a language that the doubters learn to feel. And when the thunder tries to test the vows they've built in bone, they weather it together, camo stitched to cologne.
If you're hunting for an answer, if you're searching for a sign,
maybe love's a quiet blend of cedar sap and city wine.
what you are and what you'll be, not a trade but shared unknown.
Two hearts learn to breathe as one, camo and cologne. Camo and cologne, pine trees and perfume, backseat radio low in a neon courtroom moon. If love's a little clash, let the sparks be our home. We'll raise a toast to both, sweet camo and cologne. When we're old and laughing slow, let the grandkids hear us on. We built a life of miracles from camo and cologne. There's a mason jar beneath the sea, secrets in its glow. Clear as summer lightning, strong as things we never show. We pass it like a letter that the preacher shouldn't read. Moonshine writing messages across the midnight reed. She sips and sends a giggle up the spine of Friday night. I swallow courage, type a text I never get quite right. But the jar keeps whispering, say it, and the crickets spell it true. Moonshine sends a message that my sober can't get through. I'm not talking about getting lost or drowning in the burn. I'm talking about the honesty a shy boy's gotta learn. That glow becomes a lantern for the words I ought to say. Like, girl, you got me dreaming past the boundaries of today. I ain't asking for a halo, ain't confessing to a sin. Just saying I've been tongue-tied where a song should have been. So take another little light and let the truth roll free. Moonshine writes the message in a font that's purely me. We parked along the river where the willow breathes in sheets. I read you every lyric that I wrote on broken beats. United like a metronome and quoted back a line, then touched my wrist and told me, boy, the brave ones learn to shine. I passed the jar and watched you
Moonshine Messages. Now some will say that courage should be sober, cold, and plain, but I've seen bottled bravery turn to wisdom in the rain. It ain't the drink that makes the man, it's what the man lets be. And you made me a lighthouse on the river's mystery. We traced our names on fogged up glass, wrote vows we meant to test. Not wedding bells, but promises the moon could hold and bless. I swore to say what needed said when daylight asked for dues. You swore to keep the porch light on when I might come unglued. So here we are at sunrise, with the jar half empty now. The messages are written on our breath and on our brow. We didn't drunk dial destiny or gamble on a fling. We just told the truth in language that the crickets love to sing. If later on the city calls and distance asks for proof, we'll send a jar of twilight words and swear we kept them smooth. 'Cause love becomes a letter you deliver every day. Moonshine messages signed in honest clay. If you're scared to speak your name, if your throat is stuck on blame, let the willow bend and teach you. Let the river ink the same. Courage ain't a reckless wreck, it's the slow untying knots. Moonshine just illuminates the truth you already got. Moonshine messages clear as rain, truth cut clean like window pane. Hold the jar up to your eyes, watch it turn the no to yes. If the words won't find my tongue, let the crickets sing 'em young. I'll keep riding love in edges. Moonshine messages.
They say I'm just a grease-stained hand with calluses and caps. A back road boy fires words like bottle rocket snaps. But every den at Tailgate is a desk that knows my name, and every county skyline is a verse I try to frame. I'm scribbling on receipts again, the ink a little smeared, with lyrics born of midnight shifts and what we've always feared. The world might call me simple, but my notebook knows the code. I'm a pickup poet studying the gospel of the road. From storms that tore the tin off barns, from grandma sewing promises into grandson's broken arms. My rhymes come out like oil stains, honest, black and bright. They shimmer when the moon leans close and blesses Friday night. She climbs into my passenger, the editor I
She trims my purple phrasing down to words that never rust. We pass the water tower, count the names of those we knew. And everyone a couplet waits, and every laugh a clue. I read her brand new verses at the red light by the store, about the kid who left for war and came back needing more, about the girl who planted trees beside a foreclosed house, about the way the quiet learns to sing like gentle vows. She says you got the bones right, babe, now let the heart be plain. So I rip out clever detours, keep the gravel, ditch the train. A pickup poet knows the trick ain't gilding grief or gold. It's showing up with words and hands that help a story hold. I'm a pickup poet, tailgate bard, writing lines on dashboard scars. Every mile a metaphor, every bit a little more. If the city needs a fancy throne, I'll choose dust and stand alone. I'll sing the lives that fill this role. Pickup poet, truth in told. We stop wherever widens like a chorus finding wings. I hum a hook and she replies with harmony that rings. The frogs and power lines provide a rhythm you can trust. I write the bridge about the bridge that taught me how to adjust. A deputy rolls near and waves, then asks to hear a verse. He lost a friend last winter and he's carrying the worst. We play a tune about a man who learned to say goodbye, and watch him let a single tear like sunrise in his eye. The poem ain't for trophies or a stage that sells a beer. It's for the woman changing tires at dawn without a fear. It's for the kid who thinks he's dumb 'cause grades don't spell his soul. It's for the farmer paying debts with autumn's heavy toll. So when they call me simple, I say strip down your disguise. Tell the truth in 20 words and look me in the eyes. I'll be out here tuning wrenches into melodies that load. Still the same fool on a Friday, pick up poet of the road. Let the critics count my commas, let them weigh my grammar bones. I'll be fixing busted trailers, riding courses on phones. Poetry is gas and mercy, lyrics are a flashlight's code. If you bled, then you're my meter. If you love, then you're my ode. I'm a pickup poet, tailgate bard, writing lines on dashboard scars. Every mile a metaphor, every din a little more. If the city needs a fancy throne, I'll choose dust and stand alone. When the night gets heavy, low, it's known. Pickup poet, getting you home. I'm a pickup poet, tailgate bard, writing lines on dashboard scars. Every mile a metaphor, every din a little more. If the city needs a fancy throne, I'll choose dust and stand alone. When the night gets heavy, low, it's known. Pickup poet, getting you home.
Signal bars are blinking low, can't load a single reel. But out here in the cornfield glow, the night's already real. She drops her phone beside the beer, says, baby, lift your eyes. And suddenly I see the world is lit by fireflies. Every blink's a message, road, no Wi-Fi, no login. Every glow a tiny text from God saying lean in. We don't need no Instagram when county stars appear. We're live streaming from the grass with nothing but our ears. Towers tumbling, but she keeps my signal sound. We're old school like a landline, but burning like July. Half our truth in gigabytes, half in fireflies. Neighbors drive by wondering why we sit out in the dark, but we're building us a timeline on a blanket in the park. She says city boys might laugh at rural ways to text. I say let them chase their fiber, we'll just glow in what comes next. 100 tiny lanterns swarm a chorus made of wings. We're both tagged in summer nights that only country brings. We're a thread that can't be broken though the Wi-Fi fades to none. Our love still uploading till the rising of the sun. Fireflies and 5G, two ways the world connects to me. One's a flash and warm July, one's a tower touching sky. If I lose a signals line, I'll still find your hand in mine. Love don't buffer, never dies. We're fireflies and 5G skies. By midnight she's confessing fear she never posts online about the college in the city and the boys she left behind. I tell her secrets too, the kind I keep inside my truck, about the times I almost quit but mercy pulled me up. The night becomes a message thread of hearts with open screens. Each firefly reaction light to every word she means. And though the network's dropping fast, our connection's running free. Her lips unlock my password like it's written just for me.
Morning finds us blurry-eyed with dew stuck to our hair. Phone's still dead but heart's alive with glow still lingering there. I swear that when the towers fall, when all the scrolling's gone, we'll still have this July night to keep us holding strong.
No screenshot can preserve it, no emoji fits it right, but the fireflies still echo, love is faster than the bite. So I kiss her with the sunrise, swear to never let her flee. She's my offline heaven in a world of 5G. If you're searching for a network, look for sparks that move in streams. If your password's getting heavy, let the glow replace the screens. Love's a code without a plan, fireflies will help you scan. Fireflies and 5G, two ways the world connects to me. One's a flash and warm July, one's a tower touching sky. If the signal dies tonight, I'll still find you in the light. No app can beat these country highs. We're skies.
She walked into the barroom with a storm inside her eyes, ordered margaritas heavy, told the barkeep no more lies. I slid beside her cautiously, salt still on my lips. Said, darling, heartache mixes best with lime and gentle sips. She laughed like thunder breaking, said, boy, don't play it safe. I've been spun by every cowboy who can't handle what I crave. But the salt was on the rim tonight, not just a glass alone. It was written in her heartbreak, carved across her tone. I told her I'd been salted too by roads that burned my feet, by lovers leaving quick as shots and debts I couldn't meet. We clinked our glasses softly like confession at a pew, and every drop of tequila was a hymn that felt brand new. She said, you talk like poet boys who scribble on receipts. I said, girl, my rhyme's just rhythm when your heartbeat repeats. So we salted all our stories, every scar and every start, taking shots of fragile truth with salt on the rim of a heart. By midnight we were laughing loud, the jukebox bleeding red. Some George Strait cover singing what the whiskey never said. She leaned across a sticky bar, said, boy, you taste like rain. Like a drought got sudden mercy, like a scar forgot its pain. We danced between the stools and smoked her boots on borrowed ground. Every step was spilling over, yet the salt still kept the sound. She whispered in the chorus line, let's never play it smart. Let's just chase this margarita with salt on the rim of the heart. Salt on the rim of the heart. Bitter edges, sweeter start. Every wound and every sin finds its healing going in. Raise a glass, don't fall apart. Salt on the rim of the heart. Outside by the neon hum, the night got soft and slow. She told me she was leaving soon, but didn't want to go. I said, baby, love's a gamble, sometimes you'll lose the bet. But tonight we found a cocktail we'll never quite forget. She kissed me with the tang of lime, the salt still on her skin.
for is where this can begin. And though we knew the dawn would judge, we let the darkness charge. 'Cause salvation tastes like margaritas, salt on the rim of the heart. By sunrise she was sleeping in the truck bed by my side, dreaming with a gentle grin no bitterness could hide. And I knew that if she left me, if she chased another start, I'd still keep this single night with salt on the rim of the heart. Sometimes love ain't permanent, sometimes it's just a toast. But the fleeting drinks of mercy are the ones that save us most. So here's to every heartbreak that still finds a way to part, with a song and with tequila, salt on the rim of the heart. If your soul is stinging raw, pour a shot and see the law. Salt can burn but also heal. Love is bitter, love is real. Salt on the rim of the heart. Bitter edges, sweeter start. Every wound and every sin finds its healing going in. If tomorrow tears apart, I'll still raise salt on the heart.
I posted up a tailgate shot, boots propped on the bed. Hashtag Friday freedom, couple hundred likes instead. But then she tagged me laughing loud, swinging in a glow. Said baby love's an algorithm, teaching country how to show. Every yeehaw in the comments, every flame emoji spark, turns a small town Friday party into bonfires in the dark. We don't chase no influencers, we just dance and let it spin. But the Yeehaw algorithm keeps on reeling people in. Grandma shook her head and said y'all live through tiny screens, but even she went viral once with pies and porch sun dreams. The sheriff dropped a TikTok clip, his cruiser light and red, and the preacher made a reel about the Bible that he read. We're scrolling through the laughter, we're scrolling through the pain, but the Yeehaw algorithm finds a joy in country rain. Ain't no formula for mercy, ain't no code for love and right, but the hashtags find the chorus when we post our Friday night. She filmed me strumming on the porch, the dog barked right on cue. The video blew up by dawn, 500,000 views. I said, girl, it's just a gravel road, and cheap guitar I play. She said, baby, that's the magic, that's the country way. Now we're streaming like the river, reaching towns we've never seen. Proof that yeehaw in your marrow is the strongest kind of meme. And when the fame comes knocking, we'll still sip from mason jars, 'cause
'cause algorithms can't rewrite who we country people are. Yeehaw Algorithm, riding free, pushing country back to me. From a porch to neon stage, scrolling through the digital age. Likes and follows can't deny, we're still real beneath the sky. Hashtag love, no need to spin. Yeehaw Algorithm, let it in. Now, boots from online carts, trying to replicate the dust that only home imparts. But every genuine hell yeah comes from souls that know that yeehaw ain't an accent, it's the seed and how you grow. So let the servers hum tonight, let the code predict our cheer. We'll be shotgunning tall boys while the feed brings neighbors near. 'Cause we're the viral shadow band, we're trending overnight. Our yeehaw hearts keep booming through the satellites. So post your bonfire glory, post your muddy truck bed art, post your grandma's secret pie, post the way you play your part. 'Cause someday when the servers fade and apps get left behind, we'll still shout yeehaw loud enough to echo down the pines. It's more than just a hashtag, it's more than code or stream. It's a choir born of gravel, it's the backbone of a dream. So raise your phone or raise your glass, the feed or memory. Yeehaw Algorithm keeps us wild and keeps us free. No AI can program joy, no feed can fake a country boy. But every yeehaw that we send becomes a prayer that don't pretend. Yeehaw Algorithm, riding free, pushing country back to me. From a porch to neon stage, scrolling through the digital age. Likes and follows can't deny, we're still real beneath the sky. No code can kill the truth within. Yeehaw Algorithm, let's begin.